Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of WBUC Primetime News. Coming at you with all the news you need to know from Oswego County and the following areas, I'm Jared Jaquin.
And I'm Marguerite Dillon. Jared, I know you are one of the leaders of the student section. What is your favorite thing to cheer for?
Definitely one of my favorites would have to be the football team. I love being outside, getting the crowd going, and cheering for my beloved Buccaneers.
Okay.
And of course, both girls and boys volleyball teams. I can't forget about you, Margo.
Good. As many of you know, the football game of the week in Section 3 was Oswego versus their rivals, Fulton. They lost the game 40-21, although they played a great game. Aaron LaTulip has more on this game. Let's check it out.
Hello, Bucks. I'm Aaron LaTulip from WBUC Primetime Sports. I was able to meet up with Coach Connors today of the Oswego varsity football team. Let's see what he had to say before the game. I'm Aaron LaTulip here with Coach Connors of the varsity football team. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. Beautiful day out. Good day for practice. Getting ready for the big game.
You guys are playing Fulton this weekend. How do you expect that to turn out?
Well, right now we're concentrating on one day at a time, trying to win each day. We've had great practices Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have a great practice today and one tomorrow. And, you know, what we have worked on this week will carry over into how we play Saturday.
How do you expect the rest of the season to turn out?
Well, right now it's up in the air. I think there are several teams that we're somewhat in the ballpark with, fairly even with, and those games can go either way. And like I said, I'm really enjoying the kids that I'm coaching. The kids are working hard. They're giving me what they have. We're trying to do as much as we can coaching-wise. And we've had a lot of positives so far. We had a much better game at Phoenix, and hopefully we'll improve this weekend at Fulton and play better. And if we do, we have a chance to win the football game.
How do you feel about your game in Phoenix? Was that your guys' first victory this year?
That was our first win, and we did some good things. And then, you know, we made some major mistakes, as we always do, but they were fewer. We didn't turn the ball over. And our offensive line really, dominated. And our defensive line, that was a big positive for us. So, again, I think the strength of our team this weekend is that our offensive line has to dominate the line of scrimmage. If we can do that, then we have a decent shot of moving the ball and scoring some points and being in the ball game.
How do you feel about the new varsity players this year?
Well, we've got a green group. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and guys are coming. Guys are improving daily. Some of the guys, few of the guys coming up from the JV have made huge strides. Some of the guys that didn't play a lot last year that were juniors have really stepped up to the plate this year, and we're really excited. And again, I think Eddie Sheridan's playing better. Jake Lofthouse, the tailback, had 160 yards last week, moving up. Connor Dryden, been outstanding at linebacker. I could go on and on with the names. There's been a lot of positive things. Ian Hammond at center. I was not sold on that at 175, 80 pounds. Has been a huge plus for us. Anchor in the center of our line. So, we've had a lot of great things going on, and we've got a few seasoned veterans with Doviak and Osedek and, McTagg and some of those guys, Guzman and Voris, that have played a little last year. So they're carrying the load, and Chris Foley's kind of our middleman, and we're building around that, and hopefully we'll come home with a victory on Saturday.
All right, wish you guys good luck. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. And if I missed a name, I'm sorry, all right, because I said a bunch of names. I usually don't, but I probably missed one, and someone will be mad at me at practice.
All right, have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Margo, I was at the game firsthand, and I'll be the first one to say the Bucs played a really hard-fought game, even though the outcome wasn't exactly how they wanted it to turn out. I have to admit, their student section was pretty good. Speaking of talent, Margo, there are a lot of musically gifted people in our school.
I agree. There were a lot of great acts last year at the JV show and senior show this past year.
Yeah. I like to think that I can sing too.
So, real question. Do you think you're as good as Sophie Woods? She performed the history of rock and roll last year at the JV show, and I would have to say it was pretty awesome.
I don't think I'm up to that level yet, but I agree it was pretty sweet.
So, Nick Mazuka recently caught up with her in the studio to ask her some questions and to watch her perform. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Nick Mazuka, reporting for WBUC TV. I'm joined here with Sophie Woods. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem. Happy to be here.
When you started becoming a musician, who inspired you?
Well, I think a lot of it stemmed from there was a lot of music playing in my house growing up. My parents grew up in the 60s and 70s, so we were surrounded by a lot of good music. The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Janis Joplin I thought she was amazing growing up. Really, I think Jimmy Page has been the major driving force, though, as far as playing goes. He's incredible. He played for Led Zeppelin, and everything about him, his style, his technique, has really pushed me to become better.
When you first started out becoming a musician, did anyone help you along the way, or have you self-taught yourself?
I was 7 when I started playing, and when you're 7, you have like the attention span of a coconut. So I was not, completely invested in what I was doing. So I decided to put it down for a couple years. Avoided it pretty much at all costs. Didn't want to pick up the guitar at all. And then I was about 13, and that's when I started listening to. That's when I discovered Led Zeppelin, and I would watch, footage of Jimmy Page and listen to him and. Start picking up what he was playing, and I really, after that, I kind of went off on my own and started studying the blues a little bit, and I'm here.
In the next 10 years, where do you see yourself as a musician?
In the next 10 years, that's hard to say, because I think a big part of being a musician is leaving your ego behind whenever you play out, especially, and staying grounded, being true to yourself, not getting a big head, taking advice from other people. So in 10 years, I couldn't tell you where I will be, but I really hope to still be playing out, even if it's just locally, wherever I'm living at the time, or, there's always that slight chance that somebody makes it big, but it rarely happens. But as long as I'm playing, I'll be happy.
All right, we're gonna do something a little different this time. So, like in 30 seconds, I'm gonna ask you some short questions, what's your favorite movie or TV show?
Cool, all right.
So, yeah, let's get started. What's your favorite movie?
Moonstruck.
Favorite color?
Green.
TV show?
I don't have one. American Idol, we'll leave it at that.
If you could collaborate with anyone, who would you want to collaborate with?
Jimmy Page.
What's your favorite class?
Favorite class is orchestra.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Mrs. Rogers.
Who is your favorite celebrity crush?
I have no idea. Eric Clapton, does that count? He's old now, though. He used to be attractive.
Well, I guess back then it's fine.
Yeah, we'll transport ourselves back in time.
All right, I think that's about time. Excuse me. I think that's all we have for today. Join us next time for WBUC TV. Thank you for joining.
Absolutely, no problem.
Even though you're a good singer, Jared, I don't think that you're really that good. You can't compete with her musical talents.
I think you're right. Maybe in a few years we'll hear about Sophie on CMT Crossroads or something like that. And I would share my talents with you all today, but I'm really not in the mood to embarrass myself.
Well, by the looks of your outfit, you're already embarrassing yourself. But it's Spirit Week,
It's
so
Spirit
I'll
Week.
let it slide, I guess. I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, Margot. I found the shirt that would match my shorts the absolute least, and I decided to throw it on.
I like the way you think. Don't forget that tomorrow's Where's Waldo Wednesday, so don't forget to wear your stripes.
And also, don't forget to tune in on Thursday for more primetime news with Devin and Jake. You have a splendid evening.
That was awkward.